He's a liar.
Yeah.
Let's go. We ride in Jesus' name. Bring Jesus in and shame. Declare Jesus to the ends.
Well, good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So it's day 74 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour, RECT, Get Wrecked for Recovery, a bicycle trip up the Atlantic coast of America to raise awareness that there are addiction recovery options available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, celebrate recoveries and rescue missions all over the nation, all over the world, that just want to help you, talk to you, and love you if you find yourself battling addiction. So I'm here at Louis Lake Campground in the Adirondack Mountains, and I am still 12 miles from food. So I'm doing the breakfast thing this morning. I'd like to introduce you, happy campers, to my meal for the morning, which will consist of a fruit cup, some rolled granola, thanks John Carter, a bag of Apple Jacks, snack-size jumbo snacks from Harper's Ferry, and breakfast sausage, which is actually beef jerky. But hey, I mean, you know, you got to do what you can. It will all be plated, probably on this mattress right here. There's not much else I can do. I do have silverware. You know, this is still Key West Bike Ride 2021, but the very first day I had forgotten spoons and forks and stuff. So I found out if you go to those shops, restaurants with the little clicker thing for the silverware, you know, you press the button and it dispenses one fork or one knife or one spoon. They're really heavy duty. Like even the forks have like double prongs into them. And so I've had a fork, knife, and a spoon now since I think St. Augustine, Florida, which is pretty nice. So yeah, I'm gonna get on my breakfast here. I've looked at the different areas that I can camp. This is the third night. Last 2 nights have been New York State parks with no electricity. So I do need to find either somewhere to sit during the day today and charge up the batteries, or I can go with camping at a hotel or staying at a hotel tonight. Halfway between here and Saranac Lake is Long Lake, and so there's a Long Lake Adirondack Hotel, and then there's like a city campground on Tupper Lake. That's 56 miles away, which would put me only 24 the next day into Saranac. And I would like to stay with Michael, since he offered, since that was kind of a God thing there at Dinosaur Barbecue. So I still have to get in touch with him. I've got to make phone calls when I finally get back into service. I have not been able to really connect with anyone. Every moment has been, you know, getting the videos uploaded, social media and stuff. So today, I don't really plan on doing a huge number of miles. The Tupper Lake thing's probably off the table. I'll probably just do like the 34 miles and make tomorrow a bigger day. That way I can kind of focus on getting some things caught up and doing the business side of what it takes to do Redeeming Eden. So, yeah, good stuff. Looks like a fun day. Looks like it's all going to be just as beautiful as it has been, if not getting better. I'm going to go up into the High Peaks Wilderness. On the west side of me is the Canada Lake Wilderness. And so a lot more wilderness today. But yeah, super ready for today. Let's go.
There is never not a time where the climb is worth it. It's the same with addiction. I promise you, if you get rid of the chains that hold you back, if those fetters fall off, the rest of the view from there is incredible. Incredible. It never stops blowing my mind how amazing it is from the top of the mountain. It's just gorgeous. I love these mountaintop experiences. One more thing, I haven't had any frustration climbing because I've got the right bike now. It is simple. I hate to say that, but it's simple to climb these hills. I'm going much slower, but I'm not even getting out of breath. Like, I could do this all day. I really honestly want to redo the Transamerica Trail at some point and go back up Mackenzie Pass and Hoosier Pass and Vesuvius and see if it just breaks me like, it used to. This is crazy. Anyway, now it's time to coast down the hill. Let's go. So I just sat down here on a rock to make some phone calls. My signal finally hit from Indian Lake, and so it was like 50 messages, all the stuff. I immediately called my wife to let her know I'm all right. But I'm using the Garmin InReach, and so I had reset up the subscription, and I didn't have $37.95 on Venmo to cover it, and so I got all these declined card purchases. So I got on the phone with her, but when I sat here, I started to look at places to eat, and this popped up, and it said, this pizzeria place, good match for you. And so, I'm not usually a fan of Big Brother. I called Google a liar the other day. It is what it is. But in this situation, you know what? I kind of like it. I've got a really good Big Brother. He looks out for me. Anyway, yeah, heading down the hill now. Love you guys. See you later. I how quiet this bike is. That Onyx rear hub, I didn't know how well it was going to do in the mountains with the climbing, but I had no problems out of it at all. And I don't ever have to hear that crazy ratcheting sound all the way down. I really like it a lot. Boy, you can't beat this. Adirondack One Stop, 5 bars of 4G, laundromat. I'm doing laundry and eating a pizza. Well, the clothes are washed, and there's a car wash. This is like the one-stop shop for all the things that I need. Yeah, I'm gonna get all this Erie Canal and C&O Canal and Gap Trail dirt off the bike. Let's go. Alright, so the bike is washed. I mean, that takes care of everything. Pizza, charge my phone, drinks, laundry, bike wash. I mean, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. Reached out to Long Lake, the Long Lake Motel. I had to oil my chain, my hand's all dirty. And they said, we don't have a room. And I was like, I'm riding a bicycle. Do you know anybody in the area that does? And they were like, if you can be here by 8, we'll give you a room. So I was like, okay, thanks. So I reached out to Paul and Sarah with Glazed and Confused Donuts. A lot of you new followers on the YouTube channel came through their Instagram posts. So thank you, each and every one of you also. But Paul and Sarah hooked it up. They paid for the hotel for the night, sent me the Venmo. So now I've just got to pedal, and get there by 8 o'clock p.m. It is 3:38 now. There's 30 minutes left on the upload from yesterday's YouTube video. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that that just gets finished up before I go. And yeah, it looks like a nice afternoon ride. It feels so good outside today, so super excited, super ready to ride, super ready to rest in a bed, and yeah, you'll see more of that right about now. Make that one more time. All right, I don't know whose idea it was to put a mountain there. Oh, but geez, Pete. So I met a guy named Hillel at the bottom. Hillel, if you see this, drop a comment and tell me how much elevation I just climbed. I did not stop one single time. It's hot. It's not hot outside. It feels great outside, but I am put in some work there. My heart rate was at like 172. Almost the entire way up, so yeah, that's a big one. Anyway, that had to be at least 450 feet of just 8 or 9%. Like, it's crazy. Anyway, let's go down the other side and see what it's like. Love you guys. See you later. All right, here we go. Taking the lane. Buddy. Nice. I tell you what, if I didn't have to charge my electrical stuff tonight, I would be right in that hole, right there. I can promise you that. This little area smells more like Christmas trees than any other place I've been, including the Pacific Northwest. It's like effervescent with that piney smell. It smells so good. All right, so I just rolled into the Longview Lodge, and when I was walking in, there was a couple that was walking in the door. And we talked, just chatted for a minute, told them about the channel, told them about my testimony, just the real packed version. While I was sitting there at dinner, they sent me $20 in Venmo. And like, I saw the name and I was like, and it said, you know, from your new friends in Long Lake. And I was like, I wonder if that's that couple. And so when I went to pay, I handed the lady my card and she said, they've already covered your meal, so thank y'all so much. That's so cool. So cool. God is so good. I love it when it catches me by surprise like this, and it always does. Anyway, I got 2 miles left to go. I've got to be there by 8, so let's do this. Alright, so I just rolled in here to the Shamrock Motel and walked inside. She was like, let me show you your room. So I was like, okay. She showed me the room and she said, I want to let you know we don't allow bicycles in the room. So I was like, oh my gosh. So she showed me the little room that they put them in. I just don't have peace about it. Like, I wouldn't have done it with Bella, and I'm not going to do it with Alec. I don't want to be separate from the bike. The worst thing I can imagine would be waking up and being like, where's my bike? This does not seem like a bad place at all. If you're riding the Adirondack Loop, just know that that's, you know, what you'd have to do. Super sweet lady. Everything was just wonderful, but I can't see being separate from the bike. So I called another place down the road. That's where I'm headed now. I'm really not even sure at this point what I'm doing, but God is doing something, so I'm just going to roll with it. And you'll see more of that right about now. Alright, Alright, so I rolled into Motel Long Lake and Cottages. They ended up having this cottage left, which has a screened-in porch. Like a sitting area, TV, table, kitchen. I can have my bike inside. Donna, the lady that owns the place, was even like, hey, if you need help carrying your bike in, I can handle that. So, no, thank you. One bedroom. 2 bedrooms with 2 beds. Bathroom and shower. I don't have all the lights on. But, $221. The other place was going to charge, I want to say it was $105 or something, plus taxes. But then I didn't get to have the bike in the room, and so I wasn't feeling it. And so when I rolled onto the road, I met a couple named Mike and Linda that were walking, and they were like, we saw you at the Lakeview Lodge eating dinner. And I was like, yeah. And so we chatted while I drove back up, or while I rode the bike back up. And they're staying here, so it was really serendipitous. And they said they were going to check out the channel. So either way, I feel safe. They have satellite Wi-Fi, but I've got 4 bars of 4G in this cabin. Well, look at this receipt, though. You notice here as it says cabin 22, tip top. That is because it's at the very tip top of their property. So it was quite a climb. It wasn't too bad, but it was like, it was a push. But the cool thing is I'm kind of looking down out the window at the lake. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. For all this space, for that price, that's crazy. Like, this would be a family vacation, bring friends and family type thing. Anyway, thank you so much to Glazed and Confused for the Venmo donation for the cabin for tonight. That's the only way that it was even possible. So thank you so much. And yeah, I'm going to cut and edit this video and be finished for the day. It was a roller coaster ride today. Like, I was kind of surprised. There were a few really, really big hills. And I almost feel like I ended up with negative elevation coming down from that hill that I was real sweaty on. Because it just seemed like I went down for the entire 11 miles. Like, it was down for a long way, even all the way to here. So what that tells me, though, is that tomorrow is going to be up. But that's cool because that's where the ministry is, it's in the suffering. God never said it was going to be easy, and I'm glad that it isn't. It gives me something to really stay focused on the goal, the task at hand. I find myself often praying for the guys that will come through the recovery facility when it's built while I'm riding. So it's motivation enough indeed. Plus, the families that I ride for each day. Anyway, that's enough of me jabbering. I have got to finish this up and cut and edit the video and get it out to you guys so that you can see it, hopefully, by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, I still have to call Michael and find out if tomorrow is going to be possible. If so, it's like a 50-mile day tomorrow and some pretty big hills. But I can, leave out early, so that'll work. Anyway, if you know anybody who's passed away from addiction in any form or fashion, please drop their name in the comments or find me through the Popple link in the description, and I would love to ride for your person and celebrate their life with you for a day. If you know anybody who's actively addicted, share this with them. I don't want to see anybody else die from addiction. I know you don't either. Let's use Redeeming Eden as a tool that we might save a life. This is the REACT Tour, R-E-A-C-C-T, the Redeeming Eden Atlantic Coast Cycle Tour. And I need you to react. I need you to like the videos. Comment on the videos on YouTube. Share the videos on your social media profile. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. All those things will go a long way in helping to build Redeeming Eden, the Garden Rehab. Last but not least, don't forget Redeeming Eden is a nonprofit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave a link to them in the description. You can go there. You can find out more about Redeeming Eden and about the Cody Jordan Forever Funeral Fund. Or you can go back and watch the day one video from this series, the REACT Tour. I do have to say, though, Long Lake is really nice. Like it almost reminds me of like the Freddy movies or something, you know, just the camping, wildernessy feel. Like a lot of the buildings were super old. The video cut out like right while I was coasting down the hill, so unfortunately you won't be able to see the town until tomorrow morning when I go get breakfast. Anyway, yeah, really, really good day today. God was all over it, and he's doing something here, so just going to keep on pressing forward. So, from here at Long Lake, New York, in the Adirondack Mountains, I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night. One more thing before we go. So I laid the map out. I actually got off the phone with Dominic Barbaro in Canada and got some good news coming for Redeeming Eden's Instagram and Facebook accounts in the near future. So before I started on the video, I wanted to kind of map out where I'm at and what I've done. Let me turn the camera around and show you how big this park is. Alright, so this was coming up from the Erie Canal the first day. This was the 50-mile day right to here. That's at Louis Lake. This was Caroga Lake, Louis Lake. This was today to Long Lake. I mean, that's 3 days, 2 full days of cycling. And I'm not even really into the heart of the park. This is kind of where I'm headed up tomorrow. Tupper Lake, and then up this way to Lake Saranac, and then across to Lake Placid, and then I'll come out 73 here and probably go north on 9N to cross into Vermont. So like 5 or 6 days of cycling, and this is what I expect to look the most spectacular. That is the High Peaks Wilderness. Is what it's called there, and so I would imagine this is where all of the highest peaks are. It's also going to be where all of the hardest cycling is at. So yeah, just wanted to throw that in there for you guys at the end of the video. Love y'all. See you later.